Good evening, it's Deb, day 62, and the word of the day is reciprocity. Now I do have to wonder, what made me think of that word? I do not know, but that's the word of the day. I actually had to look that one up. I mean, I get what it is, but I had to look it up to really convince myself that I knew what it was. So anyways, reciprocity, according to Wikipedia, in-kind positive or negative responses of individuals towards the actions of others. Okay. That means I give, you give and take, I'm guessing. I scratch your back, you scratch mine. There you go. A principle that favors benefits or penalties that are granted by one state to the citizens or legal entities of another should be returned in kind. Now, that was where I knew about reciprocity because when I got my aesthetics license, it was in the state of Georgia, which requires, by the way, 900 to 1,100 hours to get a license. I moved to Texas, where you only had, at the time, only had to have 400 hours of training to be an esthetician. Yeah, I totally disagree with that. They've moved it up to 600 or 700 now, so they're getting there. And I'm even from here. But anyways, they had a reciprocal agreement with Georgia, which I don't know, you know, you have to wonder if Georgia's at 900 and they're at 400, why Georgia would agree to this. But if I had a license in Georgia, it was good in the state of Texas, I didn't have to get any additional education. If I was from Texas and went to Georgia, I could get a license in Georgia without additional education. You see where I'm thinking that doesn't really work out for the Georgia people getting Texans. But it's interesting, the state of California doesn't have a reciprocal agreement with too many other states. If you move into California and you have a license from most other states, they will not acknowledge your license. You will have to go back to school. So it's kind of interesting. I mean, actually, I think there should be a national kind of aesthetics licensing procedure so you don't have to go through all that. But we are an independent state kind of nation, and that's a good thing, so I won't mess with it. Anyways, the word of the day is reciprocity. I don't really know where else that fits in. Well, I do. I just don't know how to explain it, really. I mean, you have to know that. Well, see, that's the thing. I don't know where it fits in. If somebody does something for you, most likely you're going to want to do something else for them. However, if you do something for someone else, you're supposed to do it without any expectation of something in return. You see where the issue comes in? Why do I always have issues? Have anybody else noticed that every word I have issues with? I need to get over that. No, it's a learning experience. I don't need to get over it. So anyways, I don't purposely try to expect that if I do something for someone, actually I like doing things for other people, and if they do something for me in return, I think that's really cool. I think the only people I kind of expect that from are my family. If I'm nice for you, you're going to be nice to me. I really like reciprocity in the family situation. That doesn't normally happen, but it would be really nice. But I don't really expect that of my friends or my acquaintances. So, anyways, that's the word of the day. I had a funny thing happen today. I do enjoy watching videos, and this was the first day that I got a warning on comment overload. Has anybody else gotten that? They actually had a little box that popped up at the bottom. It says, you have commented on too many videos. If you want to comment anymore, you have to put in a security code. I was like, wow, I thought we were supposed to like to comment on things. So I would be interested to know, does anyone else get comment overload security warnings? I just thought that was really strange. Next thing, public service announcement. I took my darling 18-year-old daughter to the doctor today because she requested a physical. She said, Mom, I'm about to move out on my own. I want to know I'm healthy and everything's fine. So I said, okay, let's go get you a physical. So we went and got her a physical. Well, she's sitting there. We went in the room together, and she's sitting there, and the doctor's saying, so do you have a family history of this? She goes, I don't know. Do you have a family history of that? I don't know. When was your last tetanus shot? I don't know. Okay, great. I'm sitting there going, I guess we never sat around and made a copy. Here's your family history. Your grandmother died at this age of this disease. Your grandfather died at this age of that disease. And you know what? They really do need to know that when they're filling stuff out later on. Besides the fact that it's just kind of nice to know family history. I mean, I think they know where everybody's from, because I really like, I've been on Ancestry.com. I traced it all the way back on one side to Canada and one side to, well, on my dad's side, I only got his 2 generations back, and then it said somebody came over from Poland and they changed their names, and that was the end of that. So I really liked my family history, and I tried to teach that to my kids, but they never really took much of an interest in it. So I think I have a cool family history. But anyone out there who has young adults who are getting ready to move out on their own, you might want to just write them out a little family history sheet and tell them when the last time they had shots and what diseases they had as a child and all of that stuff, because I mean, even when it came down to when was the first day of your femaleness, to put it politely, she just looked at me and went, I don't know. I'm like, okay, I guess we need to cover that. So anyways, public service announcement of the day. What else? Everything is going well. You know, it's fun. I'm having a really good week at work. I moved my business probably at the end of June. Not probably, I did move my business at the end of June. So I closed my spa on June 28th, and I started working at this little room in Plano for July. And although I am very good at notifying my clients, and I got constant contact, so they all got an email blast, I didn't send out the big drawn out letter because I have spent lots and lots of money on postage over the years. So I didn't send that out, but I have 500 clients on my email list, so I figured the majority of my regulars knew that I was moving. However, you always lose a percentage of clients even if you only move 5 miles away, that's all I did. So business has been up and down and kind of slow, and I certainly have not been as busy as I used to be. As a matter of fact, I have this little report that prints out every week, and last week I only did services for 20 hours. I mean, I'm open 7 days a week, 8 to 9 hours a day, and I only physically did work for 20 hours. That's a lot of time with nothing to do. I mean, granted, I go run errands and stuff, but I'm used to working at least 40 to 50 of those hours actually being booked time that I'm doing services. So it's been just kind of slow and lethargic, and this week it's really started to pick up, and I think I'm going to have about the highest week since I moved. And I have to attribute part of that to the fact that I look at that my finances are taking care of my wealth and growing thing, and money comes easily and often, all those little money statements that I'm making, because I haven't done any advertising other than my website. Although, you know, I did send out my newsletter, and I know that has an effect. Every time I send out my monthly newsletter, there's this little burst of appointments that come in. But I did get in some of the people who had not been to the new location. So very cool, very cool. I'm liking that. So all in all, fabulous day. I actually got to talk in person. Well, not in person. I talked to Nicole on the phone. That was really fun. I can't wait till we do the World Viewer thing again. I mean, I know it's hard to do the World Viewer thing because we kind of can't talk over each other. But it's really cool to talk to you guys and have a conversation with you rather than me talking at you and then you talking back at me. So that was fun. Thanks, Nicole. That's it. Everybody have a good night, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow.